Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I'm not even a big fan of peanuts. Hi everyone. So today I'm going to bring you a dessert recipe soup from Taiwan. Super famous, like super ubiquitous over there. They have peanut soup everywhere and they'll mix the peanut soup with like tofu pudding or like taro. First up though is to tell you that I'm not a big fan of boiled peanuts. Whenever I've had peanuts in like boiled peanuts in soup or like peanuts in rice where it's just softened, but it's not a good taste for peanuts. But when I was in Taiwan and I had this peanut dessert soup, it was like it changed my mind on everything because these peanuts were cooked so much and to such a degree that it melted in your mouth. Like it was still kind of peanutty, like it was still kind of, solid at the beginning, but as soon as you start eating it, it like you could almost like squish it with your, with your tongue down and it would just melt. Two things, anyways, two things here is, one, in order to get peanuts that soft, and if you've ever had to deal with boiling soybeans before, you will know that you can stick it into the pressure cooker for like an hour, 2 hours, and soybeans, they hold their ground. It is just how strong that bean is. I found out the same thing was totally true for peanuts. I boiled them for the longest time and I put them in the pressure cooker and still it was just like a soft nut. Okay, so two things on how to get these super soft is, first, out of our control is Taiwan has these special kind of peanuts from a particular region, which I will find out for you, that apparently boils better and it kind of softens better as it boils. So that's the one thing is like maybe we're dealing with a different kind of peanut, different composition, that it breaks down better when cooking, and so therefore it leading to a softer thing. But two, this hack that we're going to do for the peanut soup, which is we're going to be soaking it and then we're going to be freezing it. Okay, so when you freeze something and then obviously you thaw it, it kind of sort of like kind of pre-cooks the thing, right? Because all of the cells in it kind of like burst after it starts melting, and then it's kind of like you're cooking it. We're putting it back into the pressure cooker. I'll say give it a try. Even if you don't like peanuts, if you don't like boiled peanuts, you find this completely weird that it's just essentially like peanuts, sugar, and water, completely weird. This is so good. Like you can put it on as a topping for like, I think like ice cream would be great. If you wanted to do it kind of like Taiwanese style, you mix it with other kind of like Asian jelly desserts, maybe like a little mochi, a little tofu pudding, a little grass jelly. Taiwan loves boiling taro for a really long amount of time too, with some sugar, and then put some taro there, some tofu pudding, some peanuts, peanut soup. It's really, really good. It was quite surprising for me, a revelation really. So let's start. Stick this into the freezer, get it frozen, and then bring this back out. I might add a little bit of water to this just for the thumbnail, but you do not need water. Okay, so you can see it's all frozen now, and so when the peanuts melt, all of the kind of like the cells of the peanuts, they're just gonna break open as well. So it's supposed to make this super soft. So I've let this pretty much cool down before I opened it. Let's see. This is gonna be the test. So you can actually see, yeah, there is kind of like a film layer of oil just from the fat of the peanuts. I'm going to put this back onto a boil right in the pressure cooker, and then we're going to add our sweetener. But before I do that, I'm just going to take just a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it in the blender, and then we'll add it as kind of like a peanut milk at the end, okay? So. This one's the peanut milk that I just made. Usually it's pretty white. Now it's a little bit brown just because, again, we have kept the skins, the red skins on the peanuts. So, but that'll make it really creamy. And then right here, I'm gonna sweeten it with some date sugar. But again, date sugars, it's a little bit fancy, right? It's just kind of blended up dried dates. Which makes it, you know, very whole food, but it can be expensive as well. So I don't really see any reasons for for you to not just take some dried dates and then put it into the pressure cooker as well, and then then they'll also be just kind of melted right in. But this is what I'm going to put in to our soup. Or finally, you can just put in kind of this like Asian slab sugar, and it's also it's a sugar that's not been overly processed, so it's a little bit like raw cane sugar as well, so you can add some of that as well. Pause this for a second. Let us do this. Try this. I know it looks like just a bowl of peanuts, but it is so soft. Like, it is a completely different experience. It's just like kind of like mashed and like fragrant and slightly sweet. Yeah, that is very good. It's so soft, and I think that little bit of sugar, whatever you put in there, sweetener, kind of brings out it's not the nuttiness of the peanut, it is like the plantness, like the kind of like the gentle, kind of slight sweetness that peanuts naturally have, but that is coming out very well. That's really delicious. And actually, some of the peanuts are even softer and smoother than some other peanuts. So, yeah, I could see this going a half an hour, even like a half an hour longer, just to get them like, I mean, just mashed. It is a different type of peanut. You're not really eating it necessarily for its nuttiness. You are eating it for it as a plant, it as a peanut. So, yeah, for a dish that really celebrates peanuts, such great. So,